Right. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's live stream. My name is Dr. James Ong. I'm your host. And today we are going down under, all right? And we have two special guests with us. One is none other than, well, everyone seems to be pointing to her to talk to, and she is Mrs. Rachel Lee. And together with her today is her friend, Miss Nikki Bailey. So first of all, I would like to introduce and call upon Mrs. Rachel Lee and get her to say hi. Hello.
Hello from down under.
Yeah, well, I understand that you're still recovering from, some flu.
A bit of a flu, yes.
Yeah, so if you have to clear your throat midway, don't worry, okay?
Got a nice warm tea.
Yeah, right. And yeah, well, as I mentioned to you, I was in Australia. I studied there and I worked there in my early part of my career. And it's not really an easy place to network, if I may say, all right? Because I did try many years ago to talk about this subject in Melbourne. And unlike, in other Asian countries, America, and different parts of the world, somehow it's quite a difficult market. But then again, the sales in Australia has been amazing.
Yeah.
And that's where you come into the picture. So perhaps you can tell our audience, and they would like to learn from you, first of all, how you got involved, how you built the business, and I'll leave it to you. All right, Rachel?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dr. James. And thank you very much for having me. So how did I get started? Well, I received an email one day from one of my frequency network people. So I'd been involved in frequency therapy for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got a random email one day from someone. You might have heard of him, Mr. John Scavola.
Oh, wow. Wonderful guy. Wonderful guy. In fact, he will be with us next week again.
Oh, awesome. Oh,
Yes.
yes, you're having him and Sheila and Ricky together.
Absolutely. Three of my favorite guys. Right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Excellent. Okay, continue. Please tell us. And you were against, or you were not really into networking, am I right?
Yeah, not really. I used to have a really negative perception about or belief about network marketing or MLM. I don't know. I never really had good thoughts about it for whatever reason. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
But one of my girlfriends turned around to me one day and said, why wouldn't you buy a product off a friend or someone that you know and actually help them earn an income? And this light switched on and I was like, oh, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I buy a product that I liked off one of my friends to help them earn an income? You're right. Like what, and it just made me really look at myself, and I wondered where my thoughts about network marketing had come from. And I realized that they weren't my thoughts at all. They were just other people's opinions that I had taken on board and that I'd never actually experienced myself. So yeah, it was just one of those light bulb moments that you kind of never forget, and it changes everything, So from that day forward, I've never really had an issue. I've never had an issue with it since then. It's just a different form of marketing and a different way of distributing a product, right?
Yeah, it's just a perception of the community at large in Australia, isn't it? I mean, there's still this
I think so
negative connotation linked to MLM, like it's like a dirty word kind of thing, But once you overcome that, I think you're on your way, right? So tell us about it. Tell us about your journey.
Well, yeah, now I don't even have that thought. So I don't come across that roadblock, So I think if you have those thoughts, whatever those limitations are in your mind, you're going to come up, you're going to come up to it and come across it, and that's what you're going to have to deal with. But I've done a lot of work on myself since that time. It was a long time ago, so I don't have those blockages. And when I got the email from John, I was like, oh wow, this device sounds amazing. Like if it can do what he says it can do, I want in. I had I had no doubts about it. And I'd been, I'd used frequency for a couple of years now, so I know how wonderful it is, and it had helped me at a time where I really needed it. So, I bought the device, I think the next day, eventually arrived, and I've been using it. And I had amazing results from it. Just like
please share with us about your own personal.
I had to write them down because I had so many. I couldn't.
Wow, really?
I thought I'm not going to remember them all. But I remember that, like, the actual reason I bought it. This might even be not even taboo, but it's something that's not really talked about. But I was willing to try anything to help that might help me with my prolapse. And I was ready to go in for laser surgery again. Not laser surgery, laser treatment. I was ready to go in for laser treatment again. And I thought, look, I'm just going to see if this device helps. Got the device, followed the protocol for like gynecological problems. And I haven't felt that I needed to go and have laser surgery since. And it's been, I got my device in like March. So it's been a while now, and it's just done incredible things for me. Wow. Like, that's just one thing. The thing that I noticed the most straight up was my skin. Like, my skin would just absolutely glow. It would. I had to exfoliate it quite a bit when I first got it, but I used to have like this big brown patch right in the middle of my cheek, and it's just gone. Like, it's completely gone. Like, the brown like blotches from my face have gone. I remember just feeling more relaxed when I was using it, having more energy. I got a cleaner in at the beginning of the year, and I couldn't keep up with her. She was an older woman. And she cleans like the whole house and runs after my daughter and everything. Like, she's more than just a cleaner. And I remember when she first started, I couldn't keep up with her energy-wise. Like, I had been quite sick for a couple of years after my daughter was born. Now I can keep up with her. My energy is heaps better. What else? Like, my partner's moles were shrinking. His neck was getting heaps better. I had an old shoulder injury that it helped with. My circulation and like inflammation's heaps better. I lost centimeters. Like, I remember every morning waking up and feeling so much lighter in my body and, my emotions and everything. But I would lost like centimeters off my belly, my butt, my thighs. I remember my sister even commenting on it.
That's amazing, I'm sure.
I know.
I mean, wow. I mean, that's a good side effect, right?
I know. And I think because what I was using it for with my prolapse as well, I was using it a lot on my spleen and spleen meridians, because when I found out I had a prolapse, whenever I find out something about myself, I go and look at the Chinese medicine reading around it. And it's related to spleen energy in Chinese medicine. So I was using it a lot on my spleen. I'd had a lot of acupuncture in the past for as well, and they put it all on the spleen meridians and energy points. And I was using it a lot on my spleen, and apparently spleen is what holds on to, like, a damp spleen is what holds on to fat as well. So I'm kind of wondering if that's why all the fat fell off at the same time. So yeah, it was just like an added bonus. Like, every morning I'd wake up and I just felt so much lighter in my body. It was incredible.
So just a moment. Let's pause for a moment. Those of you who are watching right now and you want to experience weight loss, I hope you're taking notes, right? So spleen is the organ you're looking at, all right? Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I just thought that, we need to pause and highlight this point, because there's a lot of people out there who wants to lose weight, isn't it? I mean, they've been trying every kind of formula, every diet, and it doesn't seem to work. Great. Yeah, please continue.
It worked for me, and I wasn't even trying. It just something that it was kind of happened by default, I guess. A couple of the other biggest things that's helped me with is, the biggest one that's helped me with is sleep. I've had like lifelong sleep issues, like, ever since I was young, and I've never really experienced continuous, full length deep sleep. It's just not something that I know. And after the first month of use, so the first month, I had a lot of detox effects. Things kind of got worse before they got better. My sleep was, even worse, and I was rolling and, tossing around in bed heaps. I remember having a headache quite a lot from all the detoxing, having to pee, quite a few times a night as well. And I think after about a month, everything just shifted. I think just one day, everything just shifted, and I felt amazing. And my sleep has been absolutely incredible. Like I would sleep from the moment I lied down to like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I remember I'd wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and because it was, you know, middle of winter now, and it was dark, I was waking up at 6. I still think I was waking up in the middle of the night because I'm so used to getting up in the middle of the night, right, to pee or whatever. And yeah, I couldn't believe it was 6 o'clock and it was like time to get up. Like it threw me like every single day. And now I'm so used to it. I felt like I've, you know, been sleeping well my whole life. So yeah, I've found it incredible for sleep issues. So
you're like a new person, totally rejuvenated. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, it's awesome. Do you still have some more in your list, or you have any more in your list?
Yeah, and my daughter loves it for growing pains. She gets really bad growing pains in her knees, so she absolutely loves it. She asks me for the blower when she's got growing pains, or if she's feeling a bit sick, she'll ask me for the blower, and she'll lie it on her chest and just put it up towards her neck and her throat and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And migraines as well. It's helped me with my migraines too.
Wow. And you have also introduced to a lot of people, right? And one of the, you know, your friends who is here today is Miss Nikki Bailey. Maybe we can introduce you. Hi, Nikki.
Hello.
So you are one of the beneficiary, I mean, being contacted by Mrs. Rachel Lee, I guess. And please share with us, what is your situation before and after?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So Rachel had told me about this incredible wand, and she'd brought it over after she got it, and I sort of didn't really think too much of it at the start, but then I sort of started following her journey, and I remember looking at her face one day when we were just at the markets, and I was like, wow, your skin is amazing. And I've known Rachel for a long time, so I was really sort of blown away at how just glowing she was.
Glow,
the glow was amazing. And then I sort of started doing a little bit of research of my own, and I started seeing, you know, reading the testimonials of, you know, people having so much fantastic results with like varicose veins, and that's something that I wanted to work on, and just little things like that. So anyway, I had I had an injury on my foot, and I'd been having debilitating pain in the bottom of my foot, and it turned out to be what they call a Morton aroma, which is like a big inflammation in a group of nerves under your foot, just close to the two last metatarsals on your foot. And I mean, it was just agony, and I'd be limping, and then the pain would subside, and then it would come back again. So it was just on off for like a few months. And
did you have to take a painkiller to relieve your pain? Did you?
Yeah, I had actually
to that extent, wow.
Yeah, and I'd actually been sent to have an MRI just to confirm that that's what it was. And sure enough, that's what it was. And so when I went back to the doctor for the treatment that they were going to offer me, was going to be either steroids, and if that didn't work, it was going to be an operation to have the Morton aroma cut out. That's obviously not something that I didn't want to go down that path. So I ordered one thinking, let's try this wand.
If not, why not, right? If not, why not?
Yeah,
give it a go.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously it's, you know, one of the biggest benefits is reduction in inflammation.
Yep.
So I was actually really excited, and I just had a feeling that this was going to work for me. So I ordered it, and I finally got it, and I couldn't believe it. I wasn't actually very consistent with it at the beginning, and I sort of kick myself now that I wasn't more consistent with it at the start. But when I used it for a good 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just on that one area. And I think it was probably maybe 2 weeks, and the Morton aroma had completely like disappeared. It's like I never had it.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was amazing, absolutely amazing. And so grateful, so grateful. I also had an injury a couple of weeks ago with my back, where I was actually, I was cleaning, mopping, and I just felt this group of nerves in the back of in my lower back just explode, and it stopped me dead in my tracks, and I couldn't walk. I sort of started limping again, and finally got home, got the wand on my back for 15-20 minutes, and I couldn't believe it. I could move again. Like, I could twist, I could lift my knees, I could walk. It was just like this.
So it's
this
like
wand is a miracle.
It's an instant thing within 15-20 minutes.
It was amazing.
That's why when you saw the sharing and testimonials, it's like you were wondering, right? And when it happened to you, totally
exactly
changed,
I got to
totally
test run
changed.
it. I got to really test it out, like, firsthand. And I think my only downfall is for myself is that I don't use it enough. I'm sort of a little bit busy with my little one, and I leave it to the last at the end of the day, and I just so I keep kicking myself. I'm like, you need to be using this every single day, because I mean the benefits are endless, and just you shouldn't really wait for to have an accident or to have an injury to actually use it. You should like really use it consistently and get the best out of it. So,
well, I guess, Nikki, now that you know, I mean, this device works for you, and you should have family and friends who have problems, whatever the pain or whatever situation, and you know what to do, right? So have you shared with anybody since?
Yeah, definitely. I also have been in the world of frequencies with Rachel for a couple of years. So I rave about frequency therapy devices, and I've definitely shared it, and I've had a few people purchase one through me, and it's just a small growing business, but it's slowly happening.
Oh,
and
you're also into network marketing now. Isn't it amazing? We just love the business,
and Rachel's my inspiration, so hopefully I'll be sitting where she is
Rachel,
one day.
you've touched someone's life, right? So and through her and many more that you have shared with, I'm sure there are many people who are grateful just because you decided to try this product. So I hope that our viewers out there, I mean, you're watching from wherever you are in the world, and you have discomfort, pain, or whatever problem that you may have, I think you should give it a go, right? Ladies, what do you think? What do you have to say?
Not gonna hurt, definitely. Give it a go. It's all you can do is just give it a go,
Yeah, nothing to lose, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose, everything to gain. And
I mean, what would be your advice, Rachel, like for people who want to build a business? I mean, as you know, because of the pandemic, a lot of people have suffered, right? From employment to businesses and so on. So if they're watching right now, what would be your advice to these people?
I guess my advice would be, if you're going to do something, go all in. Like, if that's how you, I don't know, that's how you get through and actually make it. Like, it's got to be a wholehearted decision, and it's got to, I don't know, I threw my whole self into it when I started, and I had no idea if it was going to, flop or succeed, but I was willing to take that risk. And I know I have just as much of a chance of it failing as succeeding, but I didn't think like that. I just went all in, and I was like, whatever happens, happens. So,
interestingly, one of the gurus in network marketing is Eric Worre, and I was, pretty much glued to his way of teaching. And one of his teaching method was that if you want to get involved in network marketing, you got to give yourself the full commitment. And he was using the analogy of an airplane on the runway, and the pilot, if he steps on 50% of the throttle, it won't fly. Even if 75, 99%, it won't fly. So it has to be 100%, right? So that's exactly what you are sharing. And yes, Nikki, I guess you are inspired by Rachel, and I'm sure you would like to grow a big network. And the beautiful part about this Prife International product is it's global. And all of you, both of you and everyone, in Australia, you have friends, relatives everywhere, right? From UK to America to everywhere in the world. So you can also introduce this device to them and also grow your business internationally, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
The world's your oyster.
so thank you, ladies, for coming in today's live stream. And yeah, it's really nice to hear about how this wonderful device, in a way, has changed your lives, and it has also helped you in your situation. And frankly, Rachel, I didn't know. I was inviting you, thinking that I'll be talking to you more on the networking part of it. But I didn't know that you had so many issues, which is good. I was like,
know,
oh,
sorry.
wow, it's amazing. And I hope that your skin will continue to glow.
Yes.
I don't know. There will be a time that you will be in your optimum shape, right? So
Yeah,
there's no more
totally.
weight loss after that. And Nikki, I hope that this device will continue to help, and you have more time to blow. I'm sure
Yeah.
greater things will happen to you. And once again, on behalf of the management of Prife International, we would like to thank both of you very much from Perth, Australia, down under, and hopefully I can visit you someday. So
Yeah,
thank you.
definitely.
And well, to
Thank you so
all
much,
the
Dr.
viewers, to all our viewers today, I hope that you have, learned something from this short live stream, but give it a try. Why not? If not, why not? Thank you for being with us. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Medical disclaimers. iTerra Classic and iTerra Pro are not medical devices. The information provided on our website is for educational purposes only and does not substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult a medical professional or healthcare provider if you are seeking medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Prife International shall not be liable for risks or issues associated with using or acting upon the information on our website. Prife International shall not be liable or responsible for the actions, misrepresentations, or negligence of our members who are independent contractors.